Hey everybody, this is Scott Carson. I'm here with your daily nugget, your note nugget for the day here on Tuesday, January 6th. God, it's hard to believe I thought it was 7th, but anyway, busy day here. Monday was a really busy day, but today's even busier day because it's shortened a little bit because I got to jump on a plane and head out to Anaheim, where I'll be speaking at the Orange County Distressed Asset Investment Group with Mark Gold, and actually the millionaire mentor from Think and Grow Rich, Greg Reed, one of my buddies too. So we're going to be doing a little Think and Grow Rich event tomorrow night that I'm excited to be speaking at. Today, I guess the thing for today, the words I want to say is be offensive. A lot of investors have been answering some emails this morning, last night, and yesterday, and I'm always amazed at how people sit back and relax. They wait for something to happen. I'll wait for the list. Go out and be offensive, attack. You can't sit back on your goals and just wait for things to happen. It's like sitting, I'll wait to lose weight. I'll just sit here and lose weight. It doesn't work that way. You got to get in the gym to work out. You got to make the phone calls to the banks. You got to really understand your game plan. We had a great webinar last night with talking about making 250K at least this year off of 20 deals. If you get a chance, check that out in Vimeo. But I think the thing that I want to say most is I see people that wait. Oh, I'm going to wait. Or I'm just going to wait till this hedge fund comes out with a list for me. Well, if you keep sitting around waiting, you're never going to be ahead of the curve. You're never going to beat your competition. You're always going to be competing against the crowds. And that's always a frustrating thing. When I got started back in the day, 6 years ago, there weren't these hedge funds. There wasn't Watermark. There wasn't Gemini. All right. I had to buy direct from banks, and that was always a lot tougher. I got great deals, but I had to be offensive. I mean, offensive, I don't mean I flip anybody off and dropping the F-bomb or cussing. I literally had to go out and act. I had to go out and do things. I didn't sit on my laurels and just sit back and wait, oh, I'm fine this month. No, I had to go out and dive into it. And with us having large goals this month, it's the same way. I mean, not only for this month, but for this year. Where are we at today? Where are we going to be at next week? Where are we going to be at in a month? Where are we going to be at in a quarter? We've got these matrices that we're running through, and we're tracking. Tracking how many people are following us on LinkedIn, how many follow us on Twitter, how many people are actually subscribing to Vimeo. So I highly encourage you guys to do that. Who's ever clicking into my Instagram account? We want to track that because that's people that we will be investing with. It's people that come to the workshops. It's people that will provide funding for deals that we do. Okay? So you guys can all do the same thing. You all have to kind of figure out what you want to do. Everybody's got different strengths, different weaknesses. I wouldn't necessarily focus on a weakness. I would focus on A, where people are going, and B, something you can do. All right? This little video thing we're doing every week of these note nuggets, it's just me sitting here holding the camera. Nothing too difficult that none of y'all can do. Just talking about things. You could be talking about, hey, I'm focused on this day. I'm calling banks, or I'm calling hedge funds, or I'm jumping on the foreclosure list and I'm calling the banks off the foreclosure list. There's a whole variety of different things you can do to find product. Whether you do it or don't, that's completely up to you. But if you set big goals for yourself, you have to start acting towards those things. If you're doing the same thing you were doing a week ago, okay, or 2 weeks ago, you're not going to have any more success this year than you had last year. And I'm amazed by that. When people are, I'm doing the same thing I was doing last week. Really? Are you getting anything done? Are you accomplishing anything? No? Are you raising capital? Are you marketing more? Are you finding more buyers? No. Are you reviewing more deals? No. Well, then what the hell are you doing? All right? Yes, I know some of you guys, I've built a business doing this for years. I'm pretty expert at this, yes. But there's nothing that you guys can't do. There's people that come into the note industry and they attack it, okay? They attack it and they make money, okay? But those that want to sit back and be passive about, I'll offer on 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, I'll get around to it. Don't waste your time. Go do something else, all right? If you're not committed and serious about doing things and running with things, just don't do it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time at all. It's the hardest thing, and sometimes we all have to be told that, When I was running around back in '07, I was wholesaling. I was doing some rehabs. We were doing short sales. I was doing whatever I could to make money on the things. And while I made some money, I wasn't nearly as successful as I was until I focused on one thing. I stopped doing everything else, and I literally sat down in a room in my office, pulled lists, and just started dialing for dollars. Just started dialing for dollars to the banks at the time. And that started leading to connections. And I started doing little videos like this. Hey, here's what I focus on. Here's what I struggle with today. And it worked out. It helped a huge amount of people see that what I was doing was the real thing. Now today, before I travel out, I'm lining up some funding deals. Okay, we got a 400,000 in funding we've got to take care of before the end of the week, and so working today, working tomorrow on it. Be working a little bit tonight, getting deals in because we got people ready sitting there with money in their pockets, ready to fund stuff. It's just a matter of getting the proper paperwork out and all that good stuff. So that's always kind of a tedious thing. Stephanie Poppy will be helping out with that and rocking forward. So anyway, I encourage you guys to ask questions. Please take a minute, drop a question on these. Let me know if there's something you want to talk about. I will tell you this: you have to be focused. Okay, focus is very, very important. Okay, every type of note transaction you have, or type of note type, is a different business plan. If you're going for performing notes, that's one plan. If you're going after non-performing, it's a different plan. If you're going after first, it's completely different than going after seconds. All right. I had a couple young guys come in. They say, "Great guys. They're hustlers. I know they're getting rock and rolling, trying to get something started, but they're brand new in the business." And like, "Oh, we're gonna buy first, and we're gonna make some money. Then we're gonna buy seconds with our own capital." I'm like, "Why are you doing that? This is not bashing seconds. Why are you doing that? You've got people ready to fund first. Why are you gonna sit around and just sit there and make them money, and then you're gonna, work the same amount of hard, do a whole different business plan for your stuff? That doesn't make that makes no sense." That's like a pizza guy going into freaking shoe sales. Okay, maybe not shoe sales, but a pizza guy going into pasta. Well, he may have the best pizza, but why is he wasting his time making other pasta stuff when pizza's been his bread earner? Okay, that's a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying. I'll give you an example. It's like an offensive lineman trying to play running back. It may not work, it may work briefly, but it's not going to work long term. All right, you got to be focused in the business. If you're focused on first, great. If you're focused on seconds, great. Just focus on them. Stick to them. There's a whole different business model for them all. I personally like first. It's easier to raise capital. There's more of them out there. It is what it is. You make a lot more money because you're controlling the asset versus trying to make cash flow. There's a whole lot more exit strategies. And I'd rather fish and swim in the big pools with more deals versus smaller pools with less options. And I think that's the biggest thing to think of. If you're going to be buying a non-performing first, you can always reinstate the loan. You can modify it. You can get borrow to let somebody else assume it, take over payments. You can let them short sale it. You can get a deed in lieu, cash for keys. If you modify, you get the FHA 1023 loan after 3 months of on-time payments. You could also do a hardest hit fund if it's available in the state. Worst case, you foreclose. With seconds, your whole goal on that is either get a pay. Well, you can also get a payoff cash settlement on the first as well. Either idea is get a payoff settlement or get them to start performing. That's about it. They don't qualify for these FHA 1023s or the hardest hit funds. They just don't. So keep that in mind, everybody. Keep that in mind. Lots of exit strategies, lots of availability. The idea is knowing your market, knowing what you want to do, and focus. And be after it. Get after somebody's ass today. We used to have a model, a gata, in high school. Get after their ass. Well, get after their ass today, everybody. Go out there, make something happen. Pick a bank, call you 10, 20, 30 banks. Pick up the phone, call some asset managers, and let's see what you can shake from that money tree that's out there growing for us all to take advantage of. So anyway, thanks for joining me on the Note Nuggets, and we'll see you guys at the top.